Hey everybody, it's Briggsel. Hello. Playing Endless Legend. I just thought I'd give you an overview of what this game's all about. You may have seen bits and pieces of it over the past few weeks since its release. Um, I thought I'd just play a little bit, show you how it works, tell you what I think about it, and recommend it or not recommend it as it may go. Kind of review type thing, a very informal review. So let's just start a new game, just to give you an idea of what's going on. You've got plenty of empires to select. You've got a lot of different settings. I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just going to choose Broken Lords. I'll play with 4 computers, world side, make it random so it could be anything. And we'll just start. So what is this game, I hear you say? Well, get ready for a complicated explanation of what this game is. It is a 4X, it is a turn-based strategy game, and it's fantasy RPG elements towards it. Think of Civilization 5, except that the civilizations are completely made up, fantasy-based, and you do quests and such with heroes that you buy or get through other quests. I'll explain this quest feature in a minute, but for the main kind of part of this game, it's very Civilization 5 or Civilization in general, kind of esque, as it were. Now, because I'm recording, the loading screens take a lot longer than normal, so hopefully this will actually load anytime soon. But it does take a little bit of time because obviously it's a bit like Civilization, as I keep saying, in the sense that it's got a lot to load in. And visually, it looks pretty good, so hopefully we'll actually get into the game, please. Please load. It should be loading very, very soon because it has to. There we go. Each person, each empire has a cutscene. I'm not going to show you the cutscene, there's no point. Now, what this game does differently to a game like Civilization is, well, actually, now to come to think of it, the minor factions are very similar to city-states in the sense that you can either conquer them or, well, in fact, in this game you can only really conquer them and assimilate them, as it were. That's what it's called. I'm going to plant my city here. There we go. And that's what my city looks like. So you have armies. You have armies of units. You don't have many units in the game itself, but you have, if you assimilate certain people and stuff, you get their units, as it were. So you can actually get more units than just your standard. I think it's 4 units that you can get or unlock through research. Here's my town. I can zoom in a little bit. It's a very beautiful game, this, I think. I think it's very, very beautiful. Because they've taken this kind of hexagonal shape towards the game, and they've actually really kind of made it nice looking. These little glowy things are ruins that you go to, and you either get rewarded with stuff, a bit like the ruins that you find in Civilization, or you get a quest, which is obviously completely different. If you get a quest, then it'll ask you to do certain things, and you fulfill them. You get resources, you get money, which is in this case dust, and so on and so forth. So let me just do this now. I have found nothing of interest. Well, thank you very much. I have one hero at the moment. You start with one hero. You can actually put different items in his inventory, which give him different bonuses in certain areas. He's also got a skill tree. So this is where the RPG element comes in. This is quite a decent RPG element, because the more heroes you get, the more powerful you become. And also the fact that there's an upkeep thing where you have to worry about the upkeep of your army, so the dust goes up or down depending on how much money you have. Now there's this other, there's many other resources, but this one here, these stars, these purple stars. These resources allow you to get bonuses. So they're called influence points. And what happens is you have, for each empire you choose, you have a different set of strategies, as it were. And you can select the different strategies. It'll have to be a few turns later down the line. But you can select these strategies and they give you bonuses. But you have to have influence. So you have to put your people, if you look in the city, your people can be put into 3 or 4 or 5 different areas. And the more people you get, the more of the things that you put them into. So for instance, my one person that I've got, my worker, is in the industrial panel, so it can build buildings like Founders Memorial. It's going to take 8 turns for that to build. The current empire that I'm using actually doesn't need food because they're technically not alive. They're kind of like robots, sort of. But it costs them dust to get more people into their cities. So if you've got a lot of dust, you can build bigger cities. I'll come up to that in a few turns time. But we're finished for now, and we'll go to the next turn. Oh, I can't do that because I haven't got research yet. So let me get to the research. These are all research. They give you, they open new units, they open new buildings, they open new bonuses. I'm not going to go too much into them. I'll let you go through them. For now, I'm just going to sewer system. I'll just do the first few. You don't really need to worry about that for now. I can't move any further with that. Now, the minor nations, they most of the time are set to hostile, which means they'll probably attack you. Excuse me. And which means that you need to technically destroy them and then assimilate them into your, into your crew, as it were. And then you can do whatever you want. You get their units. These people are Nydia. Nydia are not particularly attracted to living trees, building their tunnels and nests inside for easy access. Yeah. I don't really like them. So. Now all this stuff that you're seeing can be speeded up. You can obviously set in the settings to change the speeds of certain things. You can play this a lot quicker, and generally you can make this game a lot quicker. So what I've done there is I've just brought another worker because I wanted to make things a lot quicker. I found a new minor faction, Haunts. They're in that city there. They're like ghosts, as it were, which is pretty cool in itself. Let me just have a quick look over here. Let's see if there's any. There's another ruin, so I want to view that. To begin with, you do want to explore. You want to explore like in Civilization. You want to explore and you want to find ruins and you want to get as much information from around you as possible, and you want to kind of plot where you want to move. So you've got to be very kind of stick that there. I'm going to get more money by doing that, so that's what I'll do. Now, when it comes to expanding and building new cities, you can only have one city in one area. So Cold Ramor is only one area. I can't have any more cities. I can expand the city to go over a different area, so I can move, or I can place another portion of my city there on the left, or I can put it to the right, and that will expand it by another 3 hexagons. Or how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's hex based in it. By doing that, though, I cause myself discontent. So I've got another quest here that's asking me to go and visit these ruins over here. So that's what I'll do. I'll just Let's go and visit the ruins. So I've got a new quest. Quests appear in the top right hand corner. You have faction quests, which if you do, you get rewarded for your faction, and then you've got side quests, which basically or side quests like if you were playing some form of RPG or something. I've just unlocked the sewer system. Now the sewer system gives me content, which means that this content, which is at 60% or approval rating, will go up by, 20, so it'll go to 80%. If I expand a hexagon or whatever, that contentness will go down. The lower the content, the worse it is, basically. My hero's leveled up, so I'm going to Indiana Bones it, which is basically gives me better results from when I visit. Visit ruins, so that's what I'm going to do. If you want to just let them do what they want, there is obviously an auto explore button. There's also a sleep button, and there's also a button that if you have set the thing to do what you want it to do, then you can actually automate that without ending the turn by just pressing the button in the bottom right hand corner, the button that says you don't have any planned movements or remaining movement points. But if it was lit up, it meant that units can move before the end of the turn. So let's do that. If you were to press end of the turn and you still had movement points, they would then move, a bit like in Total War, for instance. Let's have a look. Got 30 dust. 30 dust. I found the Sisters of Mercy, which are kind of human. I like the Sisters of Mercy because I like humans as the species of human in this game in particular. Now, I've got some money, so I'm going to buy me another worker. I'm going to put him in the industrial section, and we are going to get this Founders Memorial, which basically gives my city a bit of a buff to begin with. And here is where I'm going to expand. So I'm going to expand to the left here. If you were to expand to a position that's got like a wine deposit, for instance, then you will get bonuses off. You'll get a bit of bonus for your city. As you can see, I'm getting 1 industrial and 3 gold, dust, and all this. You can see it for yourself. That won't work until I build it, which is how you build it here. It'll either cost me 400 dust to build it straight away, or it will not. There you go. I can't move anywhere, so... Something this game does really well, though, is that it allows you to have an overview of things a lot simpler than a lot of hex-based games. You know, a lot of these civilization-based games. You know, things like Warlock 3, for instance, and there's a lot of other ones that I can't actually remember. But there are a lot of them, the games that do this type of thing, but they don't do it as good as this. This is why I love this kind of... This is why I love this game. There's no doubt about the fact that I love this game. I can't get through that point. I really can't. I love the art style. I love the way it looks. I love the way it plays as well. It plays really well. I've got another quest there. And generally, I enjoy playing the game. It's a very good waste of time. A very good waste of time. You know, if you're buying this to play a Civilization type of game, it's not as in depth as Civilization. But if you like the kind of RPG feel to the game, and the fact that you're going to be playing against quite a diverse number of people, because there is a multiplayer side of this game. I haven't played it yet, but there is a multiplayer side of this game. Then, you know, it's a very decent looking game, and it's not that expensive. I mean, it's £26. It's only been out for 4 weeks, which means that, you know, you can get it, and you can be, you know, for fairly cheap. And I'd imagine in the next few weeks, maybe in the Christmas sale, it might even go down. So you've got to think then, you know, is it worth doing? Is it worth buying it or waiting to buy it? Yeah, so, you know, I'm very pleased with this game, and I hope you are too. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this after I've completed this this expansion, so you can see for yourself. Oh. Okay. So I've got another quest. Some of these quests are like multi-tiered. The more you do, the better result you get out of it. So, here we are. I'm going to bypass this because this is for another quest, which I can't actually fulfill as yet. So, there we go. I need 239 from another worker, so I'll stick that other guy in so it builds this quicker. And now the Empire plan is coming up in 6 turns, which is something else that I really will show you before I switch to a load and get a saved game that I've saved, where the game is kind of furthered quite a lot. Just to give you an idea of, you know, what's going on. Wow, that's quite far away. I'm not even sure I'm going to get to that. But we'll try. Now this, you'll notice, looks quite like a flat map. The one I'm going to show you next, it's actually going to look very different. So let's just push this forward. More Sisters of Mercy. If I was to assimilate or set up in these next 2 or 3 areas, choosing to assimilate the Sisters of Mercy over the Nydia, for instance, would give me a lot better bonuses. So choosing who you assimilate based on what's around you will give you a bonus. Later on, when you can unlock more slots for the assimilation process, but to begin with, you need to make sure that who you assimilate is going to be useful for you. And there we have it. So I've just expanded my little town. It's very, very cool the way it just adds a little extra. You can't I don't think I've ever managed to move the camera around in any way, so you actually are stuck, unfortunately, in this position, which is a bit of a shame. I'd personally prefer to see be able to move the camera better, unless I haven't worked out how to do it yet. But all I know is you can move it around with a mouse button, but you can't move the actual viewpoint of the camera, which is not good. I don't think that's a good move. Anyway, so my plan's coming up soon. My hero's leveling up very nicely. I'm going to just have a quick look at what you can unlock with this guy. Let's do that one there. And I'm not actually building anything at the moment. Lust for loot. Oh, I failed. I failed because I didn't have enough time to get there. I ain't going to complain though. Some more dust, thanks very much. And the plan is ready to do. So let me just quickly actually build something else. There we go. Build a mint. Your search at a location was worth the effort. Yeah, that's the dust I've just got. And here it is. Here's the Empire plan. So you have each plan that comes up. It's usually after what, about, I don't know, it's about 20 turns, it looks like. Every 20 turns you get the option of choosing a plan. This means you can change it every 20 turns, but you can only change it when you've got enough points. So for instance, these influence points is where this is where you use them to begin with. So for instance, if I want extra science, I put them there. if I wanted extra vision on units, or if I wanted extra dust, which is what I want. Luckily for me, I can do 2 because I've got 42 of these points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do vision. Okay. So that's really the basics of the game. You don't really need to know more about that, more about anything until you get further and further into the game. Obviously, looking through luxury resources, for instance, if you have luxury resources, you can use them as a booster effect to improve the happiness of your empire, and such gives you bonuses. It means, but they run out after a certain period of time. Here is the city list screen. Obviously, I only have one city. Here is the research screen. The more you research, the more you unlock. Simple as that. There are 6 trees. I've never got to the end of the 6 trees yet. I think I've got as far as 5. I'll show you in the next game where I'm at in that. Here's the hero screen. Here are the quest screen. Basically showing what it's all about. Here is your army screen. This is pretty good because you can create a new unit and you can add different armour and such. So their bonuses change, which I think is a really good section. Diplomacy screen, I don't know anybody, but here is diplomacy is a little bit different in this game compared to like civilization and such, because your influence points, you use those as well when it comes to diplomacy. So you don't want to always use them all when it comes to doing your plan. You've got to be careful of that. Anyway, let me save it. Call it 333. And then I'm going to load 222. It's going to take a few seconds, I'd imagine, to get this back into the game. But this... Oh, actually, it's gone quite quick. Once you've got the resources loaded, I don't think it matters. So, this is probably about an hour or so into a game. Maybe an hour and a half. It's a different race that I'm doing. I'm using a race called the Wild... What the hell am I called? The Wild Walkers. I've got 2 assimilated minor factions. I have a 3rd available. In fact, I might just do that now. I think I'm going to go with that one. Assimilate. Thank you very much. I've got plenty of resources. I've got a lot of bonuses, as you can see. And I've got quite a few areas. So let me just zoom out for you quickly, and you can see. I mean, the green peeps are doing pretty damn good, to be honest. And the orange peeps are doing really good as well. But I'm not doing too bad, because if you look here, these are my cities. So you can see, if you expand correctly, in this case probably not so good, but whatever, then it looks very, very pretty. It's one of the things that amazes me in this game, how well it looks, how good it looks. Yeah, there we go. I will show you diplomacy in a second, but for now I'm just literally showing you what's going on. I've got a nice little cool little area down here, which is like a little, it's in a little delve, you know, like a little hole, as it were. Those units might actually be a problem, so I might have to deal with them. Excuse me. I'm just about to, I'm thinking about moving to this next area here, which is really quite a big area. It's got a lot of Sisters of Mercy. So when it comes to moving into this area, I'm going to switch to one of my simulated groups to Sisters of Mercy. I also haven't decided on whether or not I want to attack any of these people yet. But I do need to take at least one more area before either of these two come in, because at the moment we haven't got much left to take, and then we're going to start to think war is going to be inevitable if you want to win the game. Ah, dear. So, let me have a quick look at diplomacy. So, both of these people are peaceful at the moment. Although this guy is mocking, and also this lady is mocking as well. I can do all kinds of stuff here using my no. Wow. They don't give a shit about that, do they? Accept. So I've just basically asked for their map. And yeah, that's even worse. Okay. And these peeps are on easy. These guys are on easy. You know, I'm not just being retarded. These guys are easy, and they are kicking my ass at the moment. Although you probably find that my army's bigger, better, stronger, but their economic power is probably really good. Yeah. So that's it, really. I'm not going to go into any more details about it. If you like what you see, then go and buy it. If not, wait for it to come out at Christmas, then buy it. And if then you're still not wanting to buy it, then sorry, mates. Sorry. Anyway, I'm thinking about doing a series of videos. Maybe start a new group or something, and start something up. Maybe start a series of videos. I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, if you did like this video, then let me know in the comments below. Ask me questions, or let me know about tips that you've come up with it because you're playing it or something. That'd be great. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Take it easy.